Hello everyone, I'm Recv5, and you are determined to go along with this baseline bit.
Well,
Determined.
I mean, I can't do the high part, right?
I don't think you can really do the low part.
Well, yeah. Well, I can't sing, right? Or dance. I guess that makes me multi-talentless.
Well, at least you can draw plays.
Well, yeah, I guess I can. But anyway, yeah, we're going to go back to the chalkboard editor again today before we start our game. And, last episode we talked a little bit about the run game and, some of the basics, like a basic run play and a basic way to, tell the difference between a pass rush and a run rush.
Yep.
As well as key zones.
Yep.
Right. So today we're going to talk a little bit about offense. And I know that I'm not really a specialist in the field of scan passing. I've always gravitated toward the idea that if I have a very low disciplined quarterback, which I tend to have with my teams, because I tend to focus more on the defensive side, I rely more heavily on timed passes. But we'll show the difference between a timed pass and a scan pass. Okay. And here is, actually, this is a play by the Demons, right? Imported out of the Demons playbook. And this is the example of a timed pass. So the quarterback drops back. The halfback here runs his pattern. And when the quarterback reaches the end of his movement, he then throws the ball to this spot on the field.
Yep.
Okay. And if we load up a defense, we'll load up a man-to-man coverage scheme here, because basically this play here is really, really tough on zone defenses.
Mm-hmm.
Basically, the best way to defend this particular play, which is one that is heavily used by the Demons in their offense, is to play man-to-man coverage. Okay.
Yep.
And even then, because Harry, the halfback there, has basically got a 100 rating in every ability. I mean, he
can make something out of nothing.
He's difficult to stop anyway. So as you can see there, okay, we'll do some things like turn on the commentary. But what happened there was, of course, the man-to-man coverage guy on Harry was able to break up the pass that time. But here is one of the differences in man-to-man coverage between Playmaker Football and Madden Football, Madden 05 in particular, is that this is a 4 man-to-man scheme. So if we go back to the practice field here and we look at the defensive assignments, okay, the corners and the 2 linebackers here, the 2 outside linebackers, have man-to-man coverage.
Yep.
And I've basically set up a pass rush using shading.
Yep.
Okay. And we'll talk a little bit about that in a bit too. But anyway, what I did basically is I moved these 2 defensive tackles basically 1 box over.
Yep.
And I also moved its defensive end 1 box over. Left this guy where his default position was. And then I used shading commands to have these guys like slash back into the middle, and him as well. And what we're trying to do is have 2 guys attack this gap.
Yep.
And collapse the middle of the pocket, which will cause offensive linemen in a standard alignment to sort of bunch in the middle, which allows this defensive end to loop around the outside unblocked. Okay, which of course doesn't work against this particular play because this is a non-standard offensive line setup too.
Yeah, because you can actually customize the offensive line width.
Yeah, this is basically double spaced. Okay, but that's why time passes too for this particular thing, because if you watch the defensive line pattern here, you can see that they crash in here, but the left tackle is spaced out so widely that he'll actually go out and pick up this widely spaced defensive end.
Yep.
And then you can see that the man coverage there picks up Harry. But anyway, what I was going to do, talking about the man coverage situation, is you'll notice that the uncovered guy in the 4 man-to-man scheme is actually the fullback.
Yeah.
and it's always the fullback in Playmaker Football. Okay, so if you have less than 5 man-to-man coverage, then in preference, the outside, like the cornerbacks, will always choose wide receivers. And if you happen to be playing with a multiple defensive back, like a nickel or a dime package, then the next receivers to be chosen will be either slot receivers or tight ends.
Yep.
And then halfbacks, and then fullback. Right.
Right.
So you're only usually going to get man coverage on the fullback if you're playing a 5 man-to-man scheme, because the halfback is, generally speaking, in this game at least, considered to be more of a receiving threat.
I'd say that's relatively accurate for Madden too, and for football in general.
Yeah, which is why I can't figure out why, when you have a 4 man-to-man scheme in Madden football, quite often you'll see the man coverage start off locked up on the fullback.
I think personally it's a broken leftover from a previous game, because they tend to assign positions based on like a numeric slot number rather than like the actual position printed on the jersey. And so the game iterates over the slot numbers on the field to assign the man coverage.
Yeah.
And at one point, I think the slot number for the fullback was probably for the halfback position in like Madden 03 or Madden 04.
Yeah.
And now the slot number got reversed and the fullback's in that slot.
Okay. I'll buy that. But anyway,
it happened with a number of other formations as well. So it's something that I've seen can show someday.
Anyway, as you can see here, this is man under, basically with 3 deep zones. Okay, so the 2 safeties are playing back. They each play a deep zone that divides the field in half. And the middle linebacker plays a little bit deeper. And then that allows him to drop back into a deep zone in the middle. And we'll kind of demonstrate what happens with coverage in zone defenses here in a minute as well. But first of all, we're going to see if I can find a more standard alignment here. We'll throw together a real quick and dirty pass play here out of a standard formation. Okay, so we'll use the ace formation again. And like I said, I'm not really a scan pass guy, but we'll attempt this later on when Recv5x has had a chance to revisit his offensive techniques again here, because it's been a few years. Maybe you can demonstrate that, because you're more of the scan pass guy, really.
Yeah, well, sadly, we ended up losing all that when that old laptop died.
But anyway, just for the sake of it, I'm going to do a scan pass. And now, the way a scan pass works is you take and you draw your receiving patterns. Okay?
Yep.
I think it's what is it, an Alt? Yeah, Alt key to and then I can either click and hold and stretch. Right?
Yep.
So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to draw like a real short slant play like this, and we'll give him a receive command, and you'll see that there's a number 1 underneath there, right? And that means we'll get into that in a minute, and we'll just draw another real short thing here like this, and then we'll go click, click. Now, there's difference between these. You can see that there's like a little cross or something on the end of that.
Yep.
And there isn't one here. So
one of these means get open,
so
and the other one
means get open, which means if this receiver reaches the end of his route and the play is still ongoing, he'll start running around trying to get open.
Yep.
Right. So he may end up like way over here or way over here at the sideline or whatever, depending on what the coverage is and how closely they pursue him. Right.
Yeah.
He's looking for a way to get open, and this is a curl. So basically this tight end will run straight ahead about 4 yards, and then he'll turn around and face the line of scrimmage. Okay. And we'll do kind of the same thing here with this guy. Okay, and we'll go click, click. And then we'll maybe do another little post thing kind of like this with that guy. Okay, and we'll have the halfback kind of run out here like this. So basically now you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, which means that if you have your quarterback here drop back, and you can tell him to drop back as deep or as shallow as you want, right?
Yep.
So we'll have him take about a 3-step drop or thereabouts. Now you can click the pass button, and if you click it once, that little thing there that shows a dotted line and then a football means he's going to scan.
Yep.
And if you click it again, then it turns into a line which you can then draw to the nearest receiver. Okay. But then we'll go back here and we'll click it again, and we'll turn this back into a scan pass. And like I say, I'm not really a scan pass guy.
It takes a lot of redrawing routes.
It takes a lot of redrawing routes. And also, there is a fact that scan passes are not really very good against man coverage.
Yeah.
Okay. Because
unless you have a low disciplined quarterback, he won't throw it at a guy who's partially covered.
Yes, and also man coverage is because of the timing when the ball arrives. The defender seems to have a better chance to be able to disrupt the pass. Right. On time passes, it's a different story. Time passes are actually generally better against man-to-man coverage if you time the arrival of the football correctly with the end of the route being run. Okay. But anyway, we're going to go back to the practice field here. We're just going to run this play. And all this is it's basically just you can see that the halfback is the uncovered guy here, right? But the quarterback is going to look at this receiver first, then this tight end, then this tight end, then that receiver, and the halfback will be the last look. But because Don Key there has pretty low discipline, I sincerely doubt that he'll get any further than the second receiver, if at all.
Yeah.
Okay. And so we'll watch now, and also watch the pass rush here, because you can see the result of this moving around and shading done on the defensive line, right?
Yep.
And you see how this guy runs around the outside. Okay, well, it looks like he fumbled the snap or something. I'm not sure what happened there. But anyway, you can see how the center of the pocket is collapsing here.
Yep.
Right? And this defensive end is coming around unblocked. And this is a typical problem with scan passes if you have a low disciplined quarterback.
Yep.
Because what he did there is he threw that pass way early, right? Okay, I'm not sure what happened there. Did I crash it? Okay.
Nope.
Oh yeah, I'm not used to the mouse control thing. That's all.
I think
right.
you took control of the player, yeah.
Yeah.
That's what happened.
Okay, there. So anyway, he threw an interception there. So if we look at this again, now in slow motion, well, this receiver doesn't actually make his break on this pattern until approximately 5 yards down the field, right?
Yeah.
But you can see now that he's already pulled the ball down and he's running, right, as well. And part of that is because of his low discipline rate. Okay. And here he's trying to throw the ball out of bounds.
Yep.
Right. And that can backfire, and that's when you can get an interception by a player who's not, who's in coverage like that. And you can see there again, he threw it out of bounds. So that's what happens with a scan pass, right? If you have a player like Don Key, who has 20 discipline, okay? He's got average intelligence, I guess, but his discipline rating is very low. If it were higher, then he would maybe stand in a little longer and allow that receiver to finish running his route.
Well, I found that, because I think when I was running this and I was doing a lot of scan passes, I had a very good quarterback, but I also had to keep his discipline in the middling rating, because if his discipline is too high, he will never throw it, even if the receiver is at least poorly enough covered that he could make it. And if his discipline is too low, he'll always throw it at the first receiver that he sees all the time.
Yeah, but that being said, you can also change the order of these receivers by using this number symbol.
Yep.
So you click the receiver you want to change the order of, and then it basically shifts them all up one. So now the number one receiver will be the tight end here, right? And then when we go back to the practice field now, instead of looking at this guy, basically the quarterback is going to look at that guy, okay? And of course, he threw that very prematurely again. And as you can see, the linebacker covering the tight end there actually knocked him down at the line, right?
Yep. And again.
And that's what happens too when you have low quality players, right?
Yep.
Like you want your tight ends to have high strength ratings and good agility. Otherwise, this kind of thing will happen to them. That being said, if he does run the pattern, right, you'll notice that, okay, now he's throwing it away again because the tight end got knocked down.
I think he fumbled that.
I think he fumbled the snap there.
Again, another problem of a low disciplined quarterback.
Yes, you'll have a lot of that kind of thing going on. Okay.
Donkey is the type of quarterback who doesn't show up to practice on time.
or
at all.
Or at all, yeah. But anyway, here we go. He managed to actually, look at that. The pass got deflected to the halfback in the backfield. Anyway, if we can get this guy to run this pattern one more time here, I'd like to demonstrate the curl thing. Maybe I'll do it with the wide receiver here instead. Okay. Because you can also do this. You can clear that guy, and then we'll have him run just a curl like that. We'll go click, 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 click. Make him the number one receiver again. Okay. Okay, I'm not sure what happened there.
I think that was just an off-target throw.
Yeah, he's throwing the ball out of bounds half the time. You can't even get him to throw the pass where it's supposed to go, right?
And a lot of that too is going to depend on intelligence and everything, as well as their discipline. And I mean, like when I was doing this, I had a player who had like 100 intelligence and 40 or 60 discipline.
Yeah. But anyway, we can have a look at how this kind of pass performs against a zone defense as well. And you can see that you can find all kinds of holes in a zone defense, right? Like basically this guy's rolling down here to cover the flat.
Yep.
And this guy's moving into the middle to cover a short zone in the middle. And this guy's going over to the flat. So you basically got, because you've got a 5-man blitz coming here, you've got 3 short zones and 3 deep zones, right?
Yeah, and that's not enough to cover the field all the way across.
And that's not
short.
enough to cover the field all the way across short, even if this linebacker never eventually gets blocked, right? That being said, it looks like that pass, that curl to the wide receiver is being cut off by the tight end, right? Because what'll happen is that a receiver who's in the vicinity of a ball that is thrown will run toward where the ball is going to, right?
And attempt to catch it.
Attempt to catch it. And it looks like the tight end is catching that pass far more often than the wide receiver is.
How weird.
Yeah, which is weird. But again, even with a receiver coming open relatively quickly like this, like that's a successful pass play, I guess you could say, which is one of the hazards, I guess, of playing zone defenses, right?
Yep.
And of course, this defense is a very basic, very simple thing too. And I'm not sure that I would take this defense out on the field, like this defensive play, out on the field against anybody, really. But just for illustration purposes, I guess that's what it's for, right?
Yeah.
So anyway, we'll do one last thing here before we close it down. Well, maybe 2 more things. We'll demonstrate what happens on a timed pass as well. Okay.
Yep.
And on a timed pass, basically it takes a little bit of tinkering in order to get that to work, but you basically want to draw your pass so that it goes to a specific receiver. So there's no scanning or anything like that. He basically drops back, and then when he gets to the point where he throws that, and he throws that much too early, right?
Yeah, he'll have to drop back a little longer.
So what you can do is you can get him to either drop back a little further, or you can give him a pause command. So you can drop back and then pause for like a second, and then you can try this pass and see how the timing works.
Yep.
Okay. So now he pauses briefly before he throws the ball. It's still much too early, but that's why you have that tight end running that short curl underneath, because he'll go and get the ball for you, right? So anyway, we might have to maybe... Oops. Not quite used to this yet. Might have to maybe, like make it a bit deeper drop, say back to there and pause. And then we'll throw our time pass to our wide receiver here. See if that can go. Okay. And some of this might be because that wide receiver is getting roughed up a little bit as well by the linebacker in the zone.
Yeah, he might have got there if he had not got contact there.
Yeah. But anyway, you need to keep working on it and working on it and working on it until maybe we'll give him another pause, right? Whoops. Yeah. So we can go 2 pauses. You can go as many pauses as you want, right? Until it gives that receiver time to run down the field. That being said, if you pause too long,
the pass rush might get you.
The pass rush will get you, right? But,
yeah, it looks like that's about as long as you could go.
Yeah, that is just about as long as we can go. Okay,
hey, look,
so
the receiver actually got it.
The receiver actually made it.
And then fumbled it. Oh, no, never mind.
No, he just got tackled right away. But you can see, though, now with the 2 pauses there that a pass rusher got in and blocked the pass as it was being thrown, right?
Yep.
It looks like also a lot of this has to do with the quality of the receivers that you've got going on here too, right?
Yeah, low-quality receivers get jammed.
Yeah, low-quality receivers. Okay, this guy is wide receiver 3. Okay, so we'll throw the fullback in there. Maybe that's why he couldn't run that route too. I didn't know in the ace formation that you had wide receiver 3 in the wide receiver 2 position.
Yeah, and by that purpose, the fullback really will be the better receiver.
The fullback really is a better pass receiver, and you probably don't need to drop back that deep either, right? Because that doesn't seem like it's that long of a pass. But anyway, we'll see how this works. We'll drop back, take 1 pause, and then a timed throw, right? Yeah, and it looks as though the fullback there can actually make it into that vicinity, right?
Yeah, and if he was an actual receiver, it would probably work even better.
Yeah, well, the thing is that he also gets kind of roughed up by that guy, because you'll notice that this guy's playing a zone over here. But when he encounters a receiver, even though that receiver's not running through his zone,
he's going to try to jam him.
He still moves over and tries to jam this receiver, right? Which is interesting behavior, because in Madden 05,
they'd just run by them.
Right? And of course, it doesn't always work that way. Right? There, he's actually caught the pass. But sometimes, and of course, Don Keith sprays the ball everywhere too, right? There, you see you got a little bit of a bump there. That slowed him up. But that's why when I design these types of passes, I actually will have, like other receivers in the area running shorter routes underneath.
Yep.
Because then if my receiver gets jammed like he did there, well, he still made it, but also the tight end is also there, right?
Yep.
But still, if we look at this against the man coverage scheme again, now they're going to treat the fullback here like a wide receiver, right?
Yeah, because he's actually
lined
outside
up
receiver
in the wide receiver position, and look at how he gets jammed off the line, and nobody was able to catch that pass because the tight end also got jammed, right?
Yep.
See that, how they both get flattened by the defenders? And then the defender dropped the interception. Okay. There, he managed to get there and catch the pass that time. But anyway, as you can see, though, a low discipline quarterback will actually attempt to throw that pass, whether there's a receiver there or not, or whether there's coverage there or not,
or whether there's anybody
or
there,
whether
or
there's
not.
anybody there or not. He throws to that spot on the field, period. Right?
Yeah, whereas a high discipline quarterback might think twice about
a high
that.
discipline quarterback would probably not throw that ball. He would probably
pull it down
and run, or try to throw it away. Right? He'd try to throw it out of bounds. That being said, though, you can see the difference between man coverage and zone coverage against time passes, right? And that time he threw an interception because they got jammed. So anyway, and you can also see how the pass rush, even with just a 4-man rush, you can create pressure with this guy, right? As well as the 3 linemen that are collapsing the middle of the pocket inward, right? You use shading commands to get them to attack gaps in the offensive line and force the offensive line to kind of bunch up in a ball like this instead of forming a pocket, right?
Yep.
And once they fail to form a pocket because you're getting penetration in the middle here, anybody that you have coming from the outside is basically going to come untouched, right?
Yep.
So basically, these 2 guys are shading in this way. That guy is shading that way. He is shading to the outside like that. And that is basically what happens. You get 2 guys basically attacking in the same point, which means that
everybody has to move over to try to double team.
The majority of the offensive line is going to attempt to prevent that from happening. But you look at this guy had a one-on-one matchup, and he managed to beat his man and get in there. It looks like Don Key is a fairly good scrambler. But anyway, just one other thing to illustrate now kind of how zone coverages work. We're going to load. Okay, we don't need to change that play, I don't think. We're going to load one more pass play here, and this is a Demons play called, let's see, we'll try, okay, deep left. Okay. Now, as you can see, this is an illegal formation. You've got 3 receivers on this side, 2 running backs, and there's nobody over here.
Yep.
But I guess every game has its little glitches. And you'll notice also that George, the receiver or the quarterback for the Demons, drops back 15 yards, right?
Yep.
And that's another game flaw in this game, is that a quarterback can drop back fast enough that even a free running pass rusher can't catch him before he can throw the ball. But anyway, I'm going to run this play, even though Don Key is an inferior quarterback compared to George. He can't throw the ball that far down the field. But I wanted to look and see how these zone defenders react to the play, okay? So we're going to look here, and you can see right away that the safeties are moving over now to cover someone, right?
Yep.
And this might be better illustrated with the zone defense here. So we'll go to the zone defense. Okay. Now, you can see that you have to kind of study it a little bit and see who covers who here. But basically, we'll go back here to the point where he's almost ready to throw the ball, okay? And you can see that these defenders have started to move, right?
Yep.
This guy hasn't started to move yet because the receiver he has selected that has entered his zone, I believe, is this guy. And he hasn't arrived with him yet, but he has reacted to one of these receivers entering his zone, which spans the entire width of the field.
Yeah, and he's going to start running in that direction.
And he's going to
it's
start
even
running
thrown.
in that direction before the quarterback throws the ball. Okay.
Yep.
Right.
He's already running. The quarterback hasn't released it yet.
Yeah. And so then there he goes. He obviously takes over coverage of that guy because that guy was the first guy to enter his zone. So that's a bit of a flawed way to draw a zone defense, but basically the purpose here was to demonstrate how the coverages are done, right?
Yeah.
And what happens is, okay, let's load up, we'll load up the Demon's ultimate weapon here. And it's called Big Bomb. Okay. And basically what happens is that the quarterback takes a huge 15-yard drop and then bootlegs to one side.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So this is like a 50-yard from the line of scrimmage to the point where the receiver is supposed to catch the ball is 50 yards downfield. Okay, which means that the quarterback, by the time he's done his big, huge rollout and all that kind of stuff, is supposed to be, see how he's doing that? He's supposed to be able to throw the ball 65 yards downfield. But you can see that he hasn't thrown the ball yet, right? And you already have the safety playing the zone on this side covering this guy.
Yep.
And the guy who started off playing the deep zone in the middle has already moved well over because he wants to cover that guy.
I mean, he's obviously not physically capable of that, but that's a difference between a central zone defense in Madden and a central zone defense in Playmaker Football, is that when the central zone defense notices an overload on one side or the other, they immediately start moving over there to cover that. And if that guy was a better player, then he might actually be able to get over here. And, well, he might be able to get over here and make a difference on this play anyways. But
that's because of the quarterback's lack of arm strength, though, right? He can't throw that ball far enough. But anyway, if we start to play here, and then zoom up, we'll watch how they react. Okay? You see that?
Yep. He's already making a break.
And he hasn't even started to roll yet, right?
Yep.
So he's already moving over. That being said, he is a linebacker, so he's not, like a very fast player anyway.
Yeah, if he was a better quality player.
Or a defensive back. Or, to tell you the truth, if I were going to play a zone scheme like this, I would probably have this guy start off 10 yards deeper, right?
Yeah.
Like if I were going to play a 3 deep zone in this game,
You'd start the central guy deeper.
I'd play the 2 corners off about 10 yards, and then I'd play the middle guy off like 20, right?
Yep.
Because if he is 10 yards deeper, he's got a lot better chance to move over and actually be able to, that's a safety too. I stand corrected. Okay. So we move him back 10 yards, right?
Maybe 5. I think that moves his zone a little deep back too.
Well, we'd have to redraw the zone, right? But we'll redraw the zone, so we'll have him. Another thing you can do too is you can adjust the drop depth, right?
Yeah.
But anyway, if we start this off like that, go like that. Okay. And then we'll start the play, and you can see where he starts now, right?
Yep. Yeah, and he's already broke. Didn't take the best line of pursuit there, but at least he started running over towards the guy as soon as he entered his zone.
Yeah.
And he had lots of time to choose to run over to that guy.
Yeah, well, see, he's already moving again, and the quarterback hasn't even started to roll out yet.
Yep.
And yes, he is covering this guy, so it's probably not an ideal situation.
Well, probably if he had a bit of a deeper drop.
Yeah.
Right.
Because you can also, that's right, you can also adjust the depth of their drop. So we could move this guy up, a little closer maybe. And then we'll snip his zone, and we'll have him play a zone defense, but we'll have him drop like this, right? We'll have him take a really deep drop, and then we'll redraw the zone here again.
All the way up to 100 yards.
Yeah. Well, 100 yards. I guess 100 yards is the length of the field, so they're not good. There isn't a quarterback in this game that can throw the ball that far anyway, right? So now, you can see him dropping back, and now you can see that his angle of pursuit was much better just because he started off deeper, right?
Yeah, you're compensating for his poor intelligence by giving him better position.
But still, you can see him react. He hasn't finished the straight part of the drop yet. Like, he hasn't even started to roll out yet.
Yep.
Right? So
players in central zones or even in one deep zones, they react to who enters their zone.
Yeah.
And he's covered that guy now. That guy's covered.
That's 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. That's approximately 35 yards downfield.
Yeah.
Right? Which is about as far as most quarterbacks can throw the ball in this game anyway, right?
Yeah, unless they've got 100 strength.
Yeah. But anyway, that was just kind of a little bit of a demonstration of how zone defenses work.
Yeah, because in Madden 05 or Madden like 26 or, whatever, even to this day, if you give a guy a deep zone or you give in the center of the field, he'll basically drop back right in the middle into the center of the field, and he'll stand there with his hands in his pockets until the ball is thrown. And then he'll start moving.
Yeah.
Whereas the correct thing to do would be to start pursuing a player who enters your zone as soon as they enter your zone. And if you're the only zone there, then you are responsible for the whole field, and you should cover the deepest man. That's
right. So even here, right, if you were to make this guy... Okay, we'll snip his assignment. And then we'll give him a man coverage scheme. So now we've got 5 man-to-man here, right?
Yep.
With 2 deep zones. I'm going to put this lightning bolt thing back in the middle here. The lightning bolt thing is actually so you can designate which side is the strong side.
Yep.
Okay. So if the offense lines up in an unbalanced formation, well then the side with the lightning bolt on in the defense will automatically flip the play if they have the more players on the offensive line or on the line of scrimmage on the left side than on the right.
Yeah.
Right. However, I prefer to leave it in the middle and then just design plays
going to the left or right.
Going to the left or right. But anyway, now we've got 5 guys in man-to-man coverage, including the fullback here, right? And when we drop back now, okay, look at that. The safety moves up to cover. And it looks like there was a little confusion there because somebody got lost. And that pass was severely off target, right? But if we watch one more time here now with the 2 deep safeties helping out in the deep zone, well, as soon as that guy enters his zone, he moves to cover him, and he's still dropping back, right?
Yep.
So those safeties are reacting, and of course this guy basically stands here and does nothing because there's no receivers on this side of the field.
Yeah, so nobody enters his zone.
Nobody enters his zone, right?
But he'll still react when the ball gets thrown.
Yeah. He still reacts when the ball gets thrown, but still, I mean, that's how you can get so we've got 3 man-to-man here. We got the safety who moves up, and I'm not sure what the hell he was doing there. But also how these players behave depends a great deal on their intelligence and their discipline too, right?
Yep.
That being said, it requires a lot of refinement and practice, and you may not necessarily want to draw them with zones that big. If you wanted to, do some kind of a 5-man blitz with 1 deep, well, you can do that too, right?
Yep.
You could say, give that guy, well, we'll have to snip it there. We'll snip and we'll play man coverage here, and we'll give this guy, we'll have to snip his zone here. We'll give this guy a deep zone in the middle. We'll have him drop back to about here in the middle, and then draw his deep zone here, right? And then we can have, maybe this linebacker here come on a blitz, right? Why not? And we'll have him shade that way. So now we've got a pass rusher looping around wide that way and a pass rusher looping around wide on the other side, right? And of course, I didn't adjust the depth of that guy, right? So he's going to be playing very deep.
Yeah, in his man coverage.
But anyway, you can see the safety dropping into the middles of the zone in the middle there, right? And I couldn't really tell what he was doing there, but anyway, we'll back up here again.
Yeah, I think his drop might be a little bit deep.
Yeah, he's still dropping. Oh, no.
No. A little bit of pass interference there.
Yeah, well, you know. But anyway, and I think also if a player is already covered by somebody, that may also affect his behavior too, right?
Yep. So if you were to turn this into a 7-man blitz,
well, or
if somebody's coverage gets broken or something,
or maybe we started the bottom of his zone a little bit too deep, right?
Possibly, yep.
Because it doesn't start till 25 yards, right?
Yeah,
so,
he might react a little quicker if it's a little shallower.
We'll do that. We'll go to here. We'll start it off there again, right? And then we'll see how he behaves then. There. See that?
He immediately starts breaking towards someone.
And quarterback hasn't even started his bootleg right yet. So now you've got two guys on that one because he picks the first guy to enter his zone to cover, right? And that means that he's over here on that side of the field to help out.
And that's something that you just don't get in Madden 05 or Madden 26.
Yeah, but where you start the zone coverage is important, right? Because if you start it off too deep, he'll stand there very passively because it takes a long time for receivers to enter a zone 25 yards downfield.
That's right.
And if you start it off too shallow, well, you might end up with him chasing the wrong player or something,
yeah,
right?
Someone who's running a very short crossing route or something.
Yeah. So it's pretty hit and miss. I
think this is solid, though.
Yeah, I definitely don't play. Well, I'm more inclined to play one deep zones in this game
because you can actually do something like this.
Play more man coverage underneath, right?
Because you can actually get a desirable coverage result like this.
Yeah. And because that safety, even though he's starting off in the middle of the field, right? You know, he takes his drop to about, it's about actually from where his starting position, he has about a 15-yard drop, right?
Yeah. So he drops back 15 yards and then he checks out the field and then he instantly makes a decision on who he's going to cover and then starts covering him.
Yeah. And of course there he switched, right?
Yep.
Like he
switched to the lower guy.
He switched to the lower guy. And whether or not he does that is going to be a function of his intelligence and discipline too, right?
Yep.
As to who he picks. And now he's sort of wandering around.
He had a Durr moment.
Yeah. Well, like I said, not all behaviors here are perfect either.
Yep.
But
looks like that guy's getting double covered, so that's why there ended up being a double coverage situation because of how that ball was thrown, so he just exited the area.
Yeah. Well, anyway.
Also doesn't help when it's thrown like way off target like that.
Yeah. Anyway, they do appear to be much more active.
Yep.
But this is a little trick that I do. Oops, did I hit the thing? Okay, here we go. This is a little trick that I do. And I'm going to move this guy down closer to the line here.
Yeah, just so his man coverage
starts off a little bit too deep. And I'm going to move this guy over into the middle. And then I'm going to put him about 25 yards off here.
Yep.
And if you want to know how I play a one deep zone most of the time, I just do that. I'm going to give this guy a catch command. Okay. And what that does is it has the effect, basically, of making him sit right where he is, and he doesn't react until the ball's thrown. But when he does react, well, he actually makes a better play on the ball.
Yeah, he deliberately makes a break to try to get an interception, because that's what he's told to do.
Yeah. And he still has enough time to make it over there, right?
Just because he's so deep.
Yeah. And another technique that I might do as well is if we go and we'll load this play again, we won't change this, save the changes. Okay, is I might even give, like move these guys back slightly and give him a catch command. We'll snip him. Come on. Okay, snip. And we'll move him back slightly and give him a catch command. And what this will do is it behaves like a 2-deep zone. And most passes that are designed to be 20 yards or 15 yards in length, these guys will be able to move up and stop. And I'm going to leave this guy's zone in the middle the same just to see what it does. So here we go. And let's see how they all behave here. Okay, so you see how the ball's thrown, and the safety with the catch command is in a much better position to go and make a play on the ball, right?
Yep.
And in fact, it is the safety with the catch command breaking up the pass most of the time, right? And that's because even a quarterback that can throw the ball 50 yards downfield, well, he has to throw it, while that receiver is still maybe 25 yards downfield in order for the receiver and the ball to both arrive at the same time. And if the receiver has enough time to run that far, to run under the pass, well,
so does the safety.
So does the safety. He's got time to run over there too. So I play a lot of 2-deep zones like that as well.
Rather than with the traditional zone assignment.
Rather than with the traditional zone assignment. And it's simply because there are other plays like this one in particular, right? And this play is almost impossible to stop unless you position a deep zone defender right at approximately where the end of that pass goes. Because any man coverage, this is a play out of the Vandals playbook.
Yep.
And the Vandals wide receiver is like another one of those guys that's got 100 in every attribute kind of thing. So you can't jam him. You can't cover him man-to-man successfully, right? So that means that you pretty much have to have a zone defense positioned over here, right? And then you can see that the safety comes over there and he'll be able to break up that pass.
Because he's in a much better position already.
And also, with a quarterback that has a 100 discipline, like Voracious Vandal,
he'll throw it away all the time.
He'll always throw the ball out of bounds, right?
Because he'll never want to throw an interception.
Because he'll never want to throw an interception.
And that's basically what that is. I mean, he's standing right there.
So if he sees a safety standing right there, he's going to throw the ball away from him, and he's going to throw it out of bounds.
Yeah.
And once you get the Vandals to throw a few incomplete passes in a row with this play,
they won't throw it anymore.
They don't run this play anymore, right? And the idea also is that you want to try and develop these plays in such a way that they are effective against other types of plays too, right? Because they also have a lot of real tricky things. Like this play is from a team called the Piggies, and it's called X Quick In Triple. And basically what happens is that the quarterback does a play action fake to the halfback here, and then throws to a wide receiver who's running like a short end, okay?
Yep.
And it's also a pick play. These two guys here, neither of these two receivers have catch commands. They just have lines drawn going across in front of the path. Oops, I lost them here. of this receiver.
Yep.
Right? And it's a time pass, so that receiver is going to catch the ball. And also, it just so happens that the Piggies wide receiver, Pinky Snortson, is a highly rated player too, with high strength and high agility and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, and so they're throwing this to their best player.
They're throwing it to their best player. They're using 2 other players to try and pick the coverage.
Yep, which looks like it worked this time.
And this play is basically designed to pick up a modest gain, anywhere from 5 to 12 yards, right?
Yep.
And it's extremely hard to stop because it works well against, this play works well against both man coverage and zone.
Yep, because it floods the zone on that side.
That's right. So even if you are, okay, we don't need to change that, but even if you are playing a zone defense over here, right? I mean, look at what it does to that zone defense, right?
Yeah, it just goes straight underneath it. Right into the hole.
Yeah. So basically, the Piggies' offensive strategy is they always run the ball on first down. Always. Right?
Yep.
And then their second down play, more often than not, is this. And if they get close to a first down, like within 2 or 3 yards of a first down after this play, then they'll run the ball again. And if they are further than 2 or 3 yards short of a first down, well, then they'll run this play again, right?
Yeah.
So, basically that's what this play is designed to do, is it's designed to be a reliable pass play that picks up 5 or 6 yards every time they run it. And because of the way that keying assignments and that kind of thing go in here, if you have players playing zone defenses with a running back key, well, they'll start chasing the halfback for a couple of steps first. It's not as bad as in Madden, where they'll actually try to tackle the running back.
Yep.
But they will
step out of position.
They will freeze and take a couple of steps in the wrong direction before they start to follow their assignment, right?
Yep.
That being said, nobody in this particular zone defense has a keying assignment, so they're largely unaffected. That time he fumbled the snap. But anyway, I think we've talked about this long enough. Just kind of an idea of how you can see how this particular play is drawn, right? It's very obviously a pick play, and that's designed so that this play will work against man coverage, right?
Yep.
And also, like you said, it will flood. Like, even though there are 3 deeps or 3 short zones here, and they're relatively small zones, well, that's enough to completely flood those zones out, right?
Yeah, I even saw the zone defender on that side split the difference between the designated receiver and one of the pick guys.
Yeah. So anyway, that's it for our play creation clinic today. So much more active zone defenders, and time passes work well against man coverage.
Yeah.
So anyway, we'll move on with the game.
All right. And we're back.
Yes, that was a long Playmaker Football
yeah,
section.
almost a half of football, man.
Got carried away a little bit. But anyway, we'll get on with the next game here. Our next opponent is the Louisiana Zombies.
Oh, wow.
And I also made some small adjustments to the sliders.
Oh?
Yeah, because I checked and we weren't actually using our standard slider set with this one, because this is an older franchise.
Oh.
And we forgot to set it up. So I basically set it up so that it is more closely resembling our current sliders. So,
okay. So you set it up like the magician sliders.
yeah. So quarterback, etc., is turned back to 9.
Yep.
The CPU, of course, has their
boosted running
ability, and on defense, we're at basically standard.
Yep.
Right. And the CPU has their awareness and knockdowns turned up.
Yep.
To the max. So hopefully that will help to make some more competitive games, because we basically blown out our first 2 opponents this season. Defeating them both with ease.
Well,
so
Let's see then.
And actually, one other thing. If we go to Storyline Central and the newspaper, and the local newspaper, and our I must not have pressed the button. Good. Okay, and our cornerback, Rashad Holman, is the NFC Defensive Player of the Week.
Nice.
With his 2 interceptions last season.
Yeah, he did get the 2 interceptions in that. He played a phenomenal game.
Yeah, and actually, after 2 games, your defense is tied for first in the league for interceptions with 4 in 2 games.
And that's crazy because I basically never get interceptions.
Yeah, but that being said, I did not change any of the passing sliders for the AI because we've always played with the basically standard passing sliders.
Yep.
But did give them the buff to their running, and hopefully they'll, that will encourage the AI to maybe take advantage of their running game a little more.
I'm surprised we didn't already have that one in place.
Yeah, well, it's from our older original, this is the very first franchise we ever did.
Yeah.
And we haven't revisited it in a couple of years, so this is from before we actually developed those slider sets to try and make the game more competitive.
I suppose if they run the ball more too, they might throw less interceptions, which might explain why I typically get so few.
Yeah, because we were playing this slider set with the Crusaders the last season or 2 as well, right? So we're playing this slider set with everybody now.
I think the only difference with the Crusaders slider set prior to the last Magicians franchise was they still had neutral human sliders rather than -1 deficient ones.
Yeah. Yeah, well, for the next Crusaders season, we'll probably go to the
-1 ones.
The -1 ones as well for the offense because, we're basically running roughshod over every defense. Even the Magicians, we managed to win the Super Bowl in season 1 with them.
Although you did have that one game with 20 drop passes.
Well, and I had actually multiple games where I had more than 10 drop passes. And we're probably going to see a few more drop passes in this game too. But that being said, I have been running the ball more. So far in the first 2 games, I think I've run the ball 67 times and have about 52 pass attempts. So, yeah. So I am running a slightly run-heavy offense, at least so far.
The thing is, though, too, is the Lifers have a considerably different composition than some of the other teams that we have, too, right?
Yes, well, the Lifers actually, in spite of having 2, superstar made-up fantasy players, is actually the weakest of the, they're weaker than the Crusaders are. Anyway, they're stronger than the Magicians because they've got 4. This is their 4th season. Whereas the Magicians, basically just finished the 1st season.
Yep.
But, the Crusaders definitely do have a stronger team than the Lifers overall.
That being said, though, we did kit out the Lifers' offensive line specifically for strength, and so I do feel like they have a bit stronger power up the middle type running game.
Yes, and actually, the left tackle for the Lifers does have a substantial number of pancake blocks in the first 2 games too, like 7 or 8.
Yeah.
So he's knocking people over. The right tackle is the second on the team in pancake blocks. So the 2 tackles particularly are very strong.
Where they actually suffer is because we ended up doing as much trading as possible in this franchise for high strength offensive linemen. There are a lot of cases where we didn't necessarily end up with the most experienced offensive linemen. So we have a lot of somewhat subpar pass blockers on our offensive line.
That being said, though, we do have a very good group of players for the offensive line, and in a season or 2, they will develop into a very dominant group, I think.
Yeah, they could develop into one of the best lines in the league if they develop.
go back to the game.
Whereas the Crusaders' offensive line
The
is,
home team are set
they're
to
good
take the
blockers,
lead.
but they're all relatively undersized, low-strength players.
Yeah,
and that's
they will.
been a consistent problem with the running game in that one.
Well, they're basically the players that most of them that we started with, right?
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, just another thing is that Holman here, who I missed with him, but he is currently leading the team this season in tackles as well.
Wow.
Yeah, and you know who's leading the team in sacks?
Who?
Right outside linebacker Tony Seymour.
Wow.
Yeah.
Look at him.
He's got 5 sacks in the first 2 games.
Impressive.
Well, with that 90 acceleration, right? I mean, he's a quarterback's nightmare, basically.
The 30.
Ooh, boy.
Yeah, wow. You took like a beeline for that tight end, Sandman.
Yeah, wow. Well,
That does not help our rushing defense.
I don't know why that would be, right? I don't know why players behave the way they do sometimes in this game. It really makes no sense.
Dropping back to pass on first down.
Holy.
With the throw, and he goes out of bounds.
I mean, that's questionable whether that was in bounds, but it's so
I
early
don't
in this
think,
game.
I don't think I would bother challenging a 3-yard gain anyways, right?
League out on the field today.
Hey, it might make the difference between them getting a first down and them going all the way.
Scoring by themselves.
Yeah, you're right. I wouldn't be surprised if this game turns on a big defensive play that generates points, like an interception return or a fumble recovery, something like that.
Seems like all they have to do is just throw it near this guy, and he finds a way to come down with it.
Yeah, I was talking to the coach.
And of course, they've got Anthony Strouser at quarterback. They're
right there. He just showed us why.
Fires it out to the right.
Wow, that was really off target.
It's off
Yep.
the intended target.
well, maybe the pressure was getting to him though, and also you were playing jam coverage on that one.
I'm
weren't you?
always playing jam coverage. With this coverage scheme?
Yeah, so you probably interrupted his pass pattern a little too, right?
It's the pass
Oh,
arm.
there he dropped it.
Shot, but couldn't come up
Was
with
that guy
it. Third down
63? Did he have a number like what the hell number was he? Did he have there?
I didn't quite see.
Well, no, 83. Okay.
83.
So tight end, but still he dropped that. That pass was thrown behind him a little bit too, though.
Vanderbilt, the lone back. Pressure with the throw.
Oh.
Coleman records the stop.
Thought you were going to get the stop there,
This
but
is one heck of a play. Look at it.
You know, they're coming out with these multiple wide receiver sets here, and although we had a coverage guy on everybody,
well, thing is though, they're leaving players in to block as well.
Showing us soft hands
And,
on that reception.
The guy's been working really hard trying to improve. Looks like
You know, they do have very good wide receivers. Like they're difficult to jam and they're difficult to cover, right?
Back in the shotgun.
They left an extra guy in to block there too.
Big pop that time.
You want someone there to tell you to watch out because he
yeah.
just
Well, the
got
thing
hit.
is, though, is with this current setup they're at, right? Like it's dangerous to try to play a zone defense against this.
He'll dink and dunk you all the way down.
Well,
the
you're
end
to the
zone.
point now where you don't need to worry about them beating you on a deep pass.
Only one man back. Doberlin moves in motion. Tucks it away. Alford with
That's the first run play they've tried in a while.
6-yard gain.
They've been throwing those short passes over the middle against you on this drive a lot, eh? That won't last, though, right? This is that opening drive blues kind of thing. You know how that goes?
Inside the 15.
Sometimes you get a team and they come out with their opening drive and they're super, super tough.
Dropping back, looks to the end zone.
Ooh, Sandman099 plays a bit of pass defense in the end zone.
Yeah. Well, we had the double coverage on that guy, so
Yeah, puts him on his back and the ball comes out.
When the quarterback can find you in the end zone,
That's about all you can do, though, is when they throw a pass like that, that's all you can do is hope that you can force a drop or something like that, right?
Under pressure.
Oh, Greg May beats the. Oh, who gets the credit for that one though? Was that Holt or May?
Yeah,
I have no idea.
Who's been playing for a while now.
That was me.
Let me tell you, he might never be better than he
You
is
managed to
right
get the stop eventually though.
Oh, comes out, hoping to put points on the scoreboard for the first time.
Well, they have a super kicker, so
The kick is up.
there's
Yeah.
no way he'll miss one from this range.
Yeah, that was a pretty easy one.
The visiting team. are
Yeah,
lined
Pope
up
is
for
the Pope
kickoff.
of kicking field goals.
Booming kick downfield. From the 2-yard line. To the 20.
Oh, look at that. Wow. Good return.
Yeah, I managed to get that guy at an angle such that he couldn't get a good angle on me, right? By cutting into the field a little bit. But then after I got past him, I didn't really have anywhere to go after that.
Hand it off.
Well, managed to pick up a few yards there.
1-yard line.
Yeah, that's about a typical result you'd expect from games.
Yep. Well, since I adjusted the sliders down here and I'm playing at a bit of a handicap, I was
You're
just
feeling a little
wondering.
nervous?
I was just wondering how that was going to go, right?
Inaudible now. Gets the pass off, and it's caught. The 40.
Nice.
Yeah. Well, that's Quincy White, right?
Quarterback lets
Who I
it
was
go.
looking at career stats today while I was waiting for you. And Quincy White actually has a substantial amount of rushing yards, so he must have been, playing halfback for you one season here.
That's correct. And when I take over the offense again, I'll definitely be switching him back over to halfback.
Huh.
Fullback handoff. Can't wrap him.
Well, Gaines breaks a tackle, and we managed to pick up a couple when it looked like we were going to get nothing.
I think that was Roberts there,
Or
actually.
Roberts, pardon me. Yeah.
But he's a pretty good ball-carrying fullback, though.
Yeah.
And he's been with the team since the start of them as well. It wasn't until the Crusaders that I got the idea of converting quick fullbacks over to tight end. And that started with Tony Easley.
Yeah. Yeah, and he's turned out to be a superstar.
Throws it. He hits his receiver. And he's
Although his catching ability started out as garbage, but it developed very, very quickly.
lose that pass in there.
Mainly because I pretty much only throw to my tight ends.
Yeah, well, on this team, career statistics, Hudson is actually third in receiving yardage on the team, behind John Mike Houston and I believe Quincy White, actually.
Wow, you threw a ton of bombs to Quincy White then.
Yeah.
Backfield for a short
Wow, and they didn't call that face mask at all.
No, they did not. They did not call that face mask.
They break down blocks very quickly. They do a good job maintaining their gap assignment.
I've got 6 yards rushing though, so they're not happy, right?
The defense lines up in the nickel. White moves in motion. With the pass,
It's okay, I guess you're just going to throw an out to Clement.
Yep.
The tackle at the 27-yard line. He fired that ball right into the receiver.
Yep, the receiver ran a precise route. Was making his cut just as a quarterback was putting that one in the air.
Okay, well, we'll try a little bit of short yardage here. Okay, maybe we won't. Do we do it or do we not do it?
I think you're going to get met at the line of scrimmage there.
Yeah, probably. You know what? I'm just going to call a different play.
Stops the clock there.
Watch your play clock, though.
Yeah.
On third down, they need
I
to
still
get
have
to
time to audible
26
to a pass if they decide to line up in a...
They're in the goal line formation.
Changing the play now. Martin in motion. Drops back. Throwing.
Oh, he dropped it.
Come up with it. The tight end was right
I
there,
beat
but
them,
he just couldn't
right?
get the pass under
I
control.
beat them. He just didn't catch it.
The quarterback did his job delivering a catchable ball.
But I guess that's a symptom of the
Lines up for the field goal to try
nerfed
to put
sliders,
them on the
right?
board for the first time in the game. And it's up.
Well, that's okay. Field goal for field goal.
Yep.
The home team tied the game. The home team are ready to kick this one off.
Well, more competitive games are probably more fun to watch anyway, right?
Breaking free.
Ooh, wow.
The visiting team will start.
Well, they do have a running back there returning the kickoffs, though, so...
It's 1st and 10. Tightening up the coverage along the outside. Through it, the lone back. With the pass.
Oh, wow, look at that, eh?
Yeah. So this is only a 3-man coverage scheme. This guy's covered, and this guy's covered. And I'm actually running a outside blitz here on this side, right? So this guy's rushing, and this guy's rushing, right? But we're doing something tricky with this guy, right?
Yeah, he's running a curl flat.
That's right. He's running a curl flat zone, and he's going to move right into the path of that ball, especially if it's thrown like a bullet like that. And he's just going to pick it off.
Yeah.
Right.
Ooh, very impressive.
The defense was right in position to intercept that throw.
Great play, great execution. Now that's what defense is all about.
And I very frequently do that when they have 3 wide receivers and a tight end. It's just normally I don't get a result like that when I do it. Normally it's like a pass knockdown or something.
Gets rid of it, and he makes the grab. Barnes makes the tackle at the 6-yard line. Houston never took his eyes off.
Though maybe that's because the Crusaders linebackers have hands of stone. But obviously the Lifers are a little bit better at catching in general, it seems.
Yeah, wasn't that the backup right outside linebacker?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, and you've actually got 2 very talented players at that position. Like, it was kind of basically a toss-up as to which one of them would actually get to start, right? Wow, I can't believe they didn't give me a first down on that.
No first down.
Oh, boy.
You do this kind of thing, they don't even look at players in the combine for defensive tackle unless they weigh 300 pounds or more. They know
Well, that's okay. We'll try this toss to the outside. Hopefully we can get a block from Hudson there and pick up a couple of yards, and then we can hammer it 3 more times. Or we can score a touchdown.
Now, this is exactly how to get the ball in the end zone. You get in behind the center and guard, you keep pushing and pushing until they're putting up 6 points on the board.
Did I mention that your defense is leading the league in interceptions right now?
Yeah, surprisingly. And again, like, I don't know why. It's not a play calling thing on my part. I'm still running my defense the same way I usually do. I think it's just a personnel difference.
Yeah, well, you know what? When you have a bunch of guys on the Crusaders that have
20 or less catching?
20 to 25 catch rating, or you have a bunch of guys who have between 30 and 40 catch rating, I mean, I think that's enough to make a difference.
Yeah, it's not like the Lifers are great at catching, but...
Well, I managed to cash in there.
And he got all of that one, a great kick.
Well, and I mean, it's always risky, too, because they could send that superstar tight end on a streak down the field, right?
It's still very early, but this is one of those spots where you'd like to be able to respond.
Well, it paid off for you that time.
The quarterback gets set with only 1 back behind him.
They're going to go back to the ground.
Number 43.
Yeah, but that time you didn't run brain dead down to the line of scrimmage there.
Yeah.
About 2 to go. They'll play things tighter on the outside. The quarterback lines up with 2 backs behind him. Closing in. Throwing.
Oh, boy.
That was almost.
That was almost. That was definitely a contested pass there. Just for some reason, our guy didn't get his hands on it, even though he had his hands reaching in there.
I think his angle wasn't quite perfect there. He's a little...
Well, that looked like it could have gone either way.
Yeah, I think he ends up reaching up more to that guy's face mask.
Yeah.
He's lucky he didn't get a face mask penalty.
Well, just the same, though. I mean, if they've got to solve these things with a dice roll, they can at least make it look like that, right?
Slings it to the outside. Hits the fullback with a short pass to the right side. Good run after the catch, John.
Let me tell you, they really try and get him the ball as much as possible because he can break away and make people miss.
You know, it's certainly better than having that defender leap high in the air and you know, reach vainly for the ball and miss it, right?
Drops back. Pressure coming. With the throw.
Well, actually got in there and got a hit on him there.
He's getting rid of the ball pretty quickly, though, right? That could be why he threw that interception, too, already in this game, because he's throwing it out there really fast. As soon as there's even a hint of pressure, right?
Only one man in the backfield. Brown records the tackle at the 45-yard line.
Well, that's okay. It'll take them a long time to move down the field this way.
Well, hopefully they'll at some point make a mistake, and you know, like you'll sack them, or they'll throw a bad pass or something too.
Through it, the lone setback. Pressure, gets rid of it, and he lets it slip out of his grasp. He just couldn't hold on to that pass.
He has the hands to make.
I mean, it's pretty hard to hold on to that when you've got a guy hanging from you, though.
Well, also don't forget that the strong safety weighs 255 pounds, right?
Ah, that's about average weight for safety on my team.
He's a big linebacker, right?
Steps up into the pocket.
Oh, I don't know how that went. Wow.
But you and I have very different definitions of a big linebacker, though.
Yeah. That one there, you were getting, it looked like everything was going right, and then somehow he forced the ball into that guy who was totally covered, and he caught it anyway, right?
Yeah.
Only one man in the backfield. Passing on first down. With the pass,
Oh.
pretty good coverage downfield as the pass falls incomplete.
He had some room up in front of him to scramble out of the pocket.
That was a dangerous looking pass, too.
And this is the 9th play of this drive. Tightening up the coverage along the outside. Only one man back. Strausser sends a man in motion.
Oop. I ended up on the wrong audible there.
Yeah, well, that play just went wrong for everybody.
Now that's okay. Sometimes you need a play like that so you can catch a break yourself.
Sure have their hands full when they get out in this field.
Well, I think that you know, like a quarterback can throw a stray pass if he gets a little bit of pressure too, right? And you still did manage to get a bit of pressure there.
Strausser out of the gun. Drops back with the pass.
Yeah, extra. They left the halfback in to pick up your blitz there again.
I think, too, the man coverage guy there blew his assignment.
Yeah.
Oh.
Back to the game.
Watch it here. This is a great call on third down to keep this drive alive.
Sometimes everything goes wrong.
Throw and catch to pick up that first down.
So at the end of one,
But we'll see if they stick with what they're doing here or if they try something else.
Well, they haven't tried any long plays.
the second quarter.
They've been mainly sticking to the run and the short pass, right? And they've been doing a really good job of protecting their quarterback.
It's 1st and 10.
You know, like leaving those extra, like running backs or tight ends in the block and stuff like that, right?
So they're inside the 20, need to get a touchdown. They'll get the call again, loses one tackler.
That guy's so fast, I can't even catch up to him.
Yeah.
I can't even catch up to him.
Well, and also, that was number 43 missing the tackle there, right?
Yeah, with his 99 tackling rating.
Yeah. Tisk.
Well, that running back probably has a 99 break tackle rating, though. So.
Oh, yeah. He's like one of the 5 best running backs in the league, right?
Have tied this one up. The visiting team are lined up for the kickoff.
That being said, that was another 11-play drive, right? Like you're not. They're playing patient and they're just picking at you a little bit at a time, right?
Well, I'm doing my best to force it too, right? Because if they can't score fast, then eventually my logic is that they'll end up in a situation where you can outscore them, right? If it has to be that way, I can make them take a long time and you can score as needed.
Well, not if the blocking is like that. That's going to be a bit of a struggle if...
And these guys have always, even zombies have always overbit on the run, and this alignment here is a perfect example of that. They actually dropped the coverage off of Kennedy there just so that they could run their blitz.
Yep.
Seems to put every throw right on the number.
I'll tell you, of all the quarterbacks in the league, he might be the most accurate. It seems like just about every throw is a good one. He's not the kind of guy who's going to throw a lot of balls into coverage either.
Let's see what happens here. Yeah, okay.
Drops back, gets the pass off, on the money.
Wow.
White makes the stop at the 44-yard line.
If they want to play those super aggressive blitzes like that, that's how I'm going to handle it, right?
Get those couple of yards.
First and 10.
Because when they send all those extra people, they can't cover everybody.
He sees something in the defense. Number 6 with a man in motion.
You know, that's how you take short passes and you turn them into big games.
That's right.
Tosses it right.
No! He's got 74 catching. He shouldn't be dropping that.
Yeah, well, you got to take into account that we adjusted the sliders, right?
He just took his eye off that one.
Gains in motion.
This is another one deep.
He's looking with the pass. He finds his man.
Nice.
Lane stops him at the 34. Johnny had a big speed advantage.
Yeah, he's one of those guys who's a good straight line runner. So you can't let him get behind you. If you do, then there aren't going to be too many guys who are going to be able to run and catch him.
Okay, well, they shifted the line, so we'll try the run here again. See if we can get some blocking to seal those guys up so they can't pop through.
Again with the run. Paul makes the stop at the 32. Maybe a yard or two on that run.
This offense is determined to establish a running game here in the first half.
Directing traffic.
Well, this looks like what they're vulnerable to.
Throwing.
Well, the advantage to that pass is that I can take a two-step drop, basically, and then throw the ball, right? Yep. Like, I don't have to hold on to it for any length of time at all.
So it's first and goal.
And a guy like White, they can't cover him.
Gaines comes in motion.
He's too speedy and too shifty, right?
Looking downfield on the run. He finds his man. Dives.
Well.
That's one way to stop Hudson.
Receiver did a nice job creating some separation, enabling him to make
I used the ball cover button there. I was going to try and run the guy down, but he went low on me, I guess.
Well, it almost looked like he made a helmet-to-helmet collision there.
calling an audible
Yeah.
now. Receives the handoff. Dropped in the backfield for a short loss. And he chases him down behind the line of scrimmage for a loss.
I'll tell you, he's one of the most knowledgeable defenders in the league. He knows how to play
Well,
the game.
if you're going to come out passing at the goal line, this is the way I think you do it. Right, you don't have any preconceived notions about trying to hide or obscure what you're doing because you'll never stay alive long enough in order to get that to work for you.
Well, I just want to see what they do here, right?
Well, now they've audibled to something weird.
Oh, that guy lost his block at the last second. I thought I was going to be able to, like, pull the ball down and run here, but look at that. He lost his block, and number 78 didn't pick him up.
Yep. No, you should have thrown it there.
I was expecting to have a clear path to run into the end zone there, right? Like, really. That was Madden cheese. That's what that was.
Well, I think your R receiver there was good, though, right?
True, but when I saw the... I mean, you know what? They were going to stop me anyway. If I throw the ball there, he drops it, right?
And it's on its way. Leonard kicks it through.
No problem for him.
As it is, I got the field goal again.
Approach it the same way. Cool and smooth.
And took a bunch of time off.
Booming kick downfield. From the 1-yard line.
Well, they're starting deep in their own end, that's for sure.
Yeah. Well, hopefully this time they'll run out of gas before they get down to our end.
Oh, one can only hope.
It's 1st and 10. Through it, the lone setback. Gives the ball off. Seymour brings him down at the 18-yard line.
Well, there you go. That unblocked wide guy was able to come in and make the play.
Yep.
2nd and 9 coming up here. Only one man in the backfield. Pressure coming. Gets the pass off.
Oh, wow.
He's slippery.
Yeah. That looked like it was going to be nothing there.
Is designed to be thrown to a specific portion of the end zone.
Well, they're the types of players who can take nothing and turn it into something, right?
Tightening up the coverage along the outside. The quarterback gets set with only one back behind him. And it's caught.
Yeah, see, like I said, they could always throw the tight end on a streak, right?
Yeah. Well, they got you with it that time.
I believe I mentioned that earlier this game.
The defense is going to play this one very tight. Only one man back. With the throw on the mark. Coleman makes the play at the...
See, you're getting a tackle every time as soon as they catch the ball. So there's no extra yards after the catch, but you just can't seem to stop them from completing those passes, right?
This is the 5th play of this drive. The ball is right at midfield. The corners are giving a bit of a cushion. Off again. Pruitt couldn't find any room on that one.
Well, that's a loss of 1.
They're very good at clogging up the line, limiting the number of holes and cutback lanes that the back has to choose from.
Ooh, going with the 3-man line now.
Strouser starts out of the shotgun. Pump faking. It's
Oh,
Gotta change something up.
oh.
a big turnover.
You know, he didn't pick it off.
Boy, that was actually a good maneuver. That was a good move.
Seventh play of this drive. The home team puts its secondary in better position to stop the pass. Out of the gun. Oberlin goes in motion. He's looking, throws it.
Oh, come on!
Oh, that was totally
Garbage coverage.
yeah, garbage coverage.
Because if you take a look at this here, we've got Sandman099 on his deep zone assignment, and the man coverage guy underneath, and they're both backed off the line, right? I told them to back off the line. And Sandman099 has time here.
Yeah,
he's got tons of space.
But they give him a
way too much space
well,
here.
no, that's an interception
Yeah, it's an
animation.
interception animation.
And in that position, you shouldn't be playing it that way, right?
So let's pick up the
You know, like what they needed to do with this game is they needed to sort out the animations and have them select animations appropriate to the relative positions of the players.
Well, you always have one of these games every season where everything just goes wrong, right?
The kick
Yeah.
is up. The
Well,
ball
that one there, though, you
good.
can't engineer that out of the game.
You got the
though, right?
double coverage, and you've
You
got the
can't.
guys
You've done,
backed off.
Yeah,
so.
you've done everything reasonably possible,
Nice
but
hit.
you know, it's just the animation that is selected is wrong for the situation, right?
Yeah.
Because that one there, you would only select that if the
Resulted in a field goal.
I have to be honest, I'd actually say that probably wouldn't have happened if the safety had been slower, right? Because
Maybe.
the safety would have had a less optimal position on him.
But as I was saying, though, you would only select that particular animation if the ball is badly overthrown, right?
Dropping back to pass on first down. Throwing on the run. On the money. The 30. It's
Oh,
great.
come on. Well, we got to challenge that fumble.
Great.
This is turning out to be a really rough game.
Take another look at that last play.
Well, I don't think that's a
The
fumble
field is
anyway.
questionable. They're going to review it, and this one might get reversed.
The coach is hoping to get it right here because
Right.
that could
Yeah,
a
it might be
big
his
lift
arm
for
that
the
hit the
team.
ground there.
Well, I think the ground causes the fumble, and I mean, that means he's already down, right?
This one won't be easy.
Yeah, they reversed
Yeah.
it because it wasn't a fumble.
The play, and it pays off.
If you don't use it, they
The
go
ball
away.
didn't come out until he actually hit the ground, right?
Nickelback in this time. This one is handed off. Woodson with the
Oh, that's a good run.
Yeah, well, when I see the three-man line like that, I'm gonna take that shot, right?
Defense has had a tough time wrapping up those big old tree trunks he has for legs.
Looks like he's calling an audible. Martin moves in motion. Drops back. Throwing. And the catch is made. The 40.
The big gain by Martin.
Yep.
Watch this one here. He had them all lined up, looking for the knockout.
Well, I'm going to keep doing that as long as they let me.
One of the things that's going on in this league right now.
And lining more guys up on
Oh
the
my
line is
God.
not going to help.
Up the ball carrier.
Number 6.
Yeah, instead it's
Man in
actually just going to give this away unless they run a guy straight to the flat zone there.
Well, unless they manage a cheesy insta-sack blitz here or something, you know?
Looking for an option. Throws on the run. The 30.
Ooh, big hit.
That time.
Yep.
You want someone there to tell you to watch out because he just got decked.
They need to get the ball inside the 26-yard line to convert for the first down. Looks like he's changing the play.
Thing is, though, too, is he is in fact a running back, so he's not very fumble prone.
Gets the call.
Yeah.
Woodson pulls him down.
Although they sure tried earlier, right?
Tried to move the ball.
Oh, what is
Yeah.
that spot?
That's another garbage spot.
Will help the offense dictate the pace of the game.
Basically, we're looking at a pass on third down here anyways, right? Because this thing is engineered to stop running plays on third down.
Slings it out left side. He's at the 20. Dives and
Well, you managed to get it out to Martin there again,
doing an
Yep.
excellent job on this drive.
and you're about to hit 2
Slowing
minutes.
down for him.
Yeah, well, the idea here, I could have tried, a couple of times I could have tried the deep receiver,
Really, in some kind
but
of
I
way.
elected not to because I want to run the clock out if possible here.
I don't know, I say prioritize scoring.
Yeah, well, I mean, if I can score and not give them enough time
Mark here in the first half.
to score again, then we'll have a chance to score twice, right?
Dropping back to pass on first down. Throws on the move.
And they're giving that pass away, right? Like they're literally giving that pass away. So
Offense having no trouble moving the ball on this drive.
Yeah, and this defense is having a lot of trouble stopping. They can't seem to key on what they're doing and put an end to this drive.
watch
they're
this.
giving you the toss to the outside.
They'll let me score with a minute and a half left on the clock so that they have enough time to get down there and score again.
That
Right?
may be what they're trying to do.
It's kind of a backward strategy, but it looks as though that's what they're trying to do, isn't it? Because it'll take a drop block or something here to prevent me from scoring on this play.
Crosses it right. Hands it off to the fullback. Breaks the tackle.
Look at him here. He wasn't going to be stopped.
Well, I'll have to see if I can stop them.
He just shrugs off the defender.
It's better, though, that you scored it all, though.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just unfortunate that I wasn't able to run another 40 seconds or so off the clock. If I could have run one more play, that would have been ideal, right?
And it's on its way, and the extra point is good. The home team.
I know I'm counting my chickens before they hatch, but basically what we need to do here is to get the ball back in the second half and make it 27-17, right? Get 2 scores ahead,
Got all of that one.
which will hopefully affect their patience a little bit when it comes to the passing game, right?
Gave up a touchdown.
You know, make them start trying to throw those longer passes, which gives your pressure, which has almost been getting through an awful lot, a chance to actually get there, right?
Of course, we actually need our deep coverage to play properly first.
Yeah, well, there is that too.
Only one man back. McGrath moves in motion. Through it. Dropped in the backfield.
Wow, I don't know what the hell happened on that side of the line there, but they just had a total collapse on that side.
I think that's one of those instant touchdown run attempts, right? Where they drop a couple of blocks at the line to try and get further up the field to block out the safeties. Because if they can do that,
Alford with the stop.
then they get a chance to get that running back in the open downfield, right?
Yeah.
Home team calls it secondary up to help with a short yardage situation. Only one man back. Gets the pass off, and the catch is made.
Boy, I was worried he was going to split the safeties there with how that looked.
Yeah.
One left. First and 10.
Yeah, well, they're definitely pressuring you, right?
Out of the shotgun. Strouser with a man in motion. Going to the air on first down. Throws it over the middle. And he hits his target. Second and short, upcoming after a good pickup through the air.
They don't have time to keep doing this, though.
You can pretty much open up the whole playbook. You can go with the play fake and look for something deep. or you can
Right,
just
like
run
these
the
little
ball.
short gains, they're going to run out of time.
Directing traffic. Changing the play now. The corners are moving up to press the receivers. Pressure, throwing.
Yeah!
Incomplete pass. It's
I'm also glad I
initially
managed to get everybody back in position in time there to get the jam.
Yep, and get the big hit there to knock the ball out. That's good.
You know, they figure they're going to brute force their way down the field with 3 wide receivers and 1 tight end now, right? Like they were doing earlier.
Yeah. Well, you had the guy in the middle that time. They tried that same pass again, but it hit your defender instead, right?
Well, the problem is, though, too, is when they were brute forcing their way down the field with 3 wide receivers and 1 tight end, it took them 6 minutes.
Yep.
Dropping back, gets the pass off.
Wow, that was almost an interception.
Almost. Well, I'd say punt block man, and I think we'll head to halftime with a slim lead here.
Well, they might be able to march down the field with 3 wide receivers and 1 tight end because it kind of forces me to play a certain type of coverage.
Yeah, but it will take them 6 or 7 minutes
That's
to do
right.
it.
It'll take them 6 or 7 minutes to do it.
Oh, look at that bounce.
Well, they don't have enough timeouts to stop you from, you know, running a quick dive play, so
First and 10.
just use the 2 hands button and stuff it up the middle, I guess, and
That's
run the clock
exactly
out.
what I'm going to do.
He tucks it away.
Just like that.
Stops him at the 6-yard line. They went with the running play.
And I don't have to run another play.
Well, it was a rough first half, and really this game probably should be 20-10, but
Yeah, well, that was a really cheesy pass, that one, right? That was super cheesy because a player like that has 99 awareness and all that should not pick the wrong animation.
Yeah, he literally overran the play.
He overran the play, but he was also treating it as if it was an overthrow, and it definitely wasn't.
Yeah.
Right? You know, like, even if he allows the receiver to catch that ball, he should have been able to tackle him, you know, like at the 5-yard line.
Well, that's more
right?
what the kind of thing I was expecting with the way things were starting to look on that play. I'm like, okay, the safety's going to turn around and line up and tackle him close to the end zone. It's like, oh, no, he's not.
No. Well, anyway, I guess we'll go to the halftime stretch here.
Indeed. And we're back.
Yes. Anyway, here we go. It's been a pretty even game so far, but in the first half, we did have a 4-minute advantage in time of possession, but the Zombies still ran 10 more plays than we did.
Yep.
They've been just, you know, hurrying right along, right? As fast
I kind
as
of
fast
let
as
them
they
run.
can go.
I let them run a couple extra plays near the end of the first half there because I actually just didn't want them to be able to move all the way down the field. And I tried to turn left there behind my blocker, but he was determined to slow down and turn right into me.
Yeah. Well, we're going to start off with an 11-man line right off the bat.
Some teams manage to get by pretty well without a solid running game. And that's mostly because their passing game is very effective, especially their short
So we'll do
passing
this.
The 30 dives and makes the tackle. Good connection there.
This guy has great confidence in his arm. He knows that he can make the completion regardless of...
Look at that. Martin's having a field day here. He's got 75 yards receiving in this game already.
Yep.
But they're still leading in this one.
And running is important.
And yeah, we haven't had much success running the ball. We did run the ball 12 times against 16 pass attempts, so it's not like we're completely unbalanced or anything, but they haven't been giving us much on the ground.
About 4 to go. The visiting team come out in a nickel package.
And basically I completed 14 of 16 passes in the first half, so...
Slings it to the outside. Breaking through. Jones.
Well, and you're moving the ball steadily.
Number 6 with a hot hand.
And a big part of the reason why is because they keep playing defenses with everybody crowded down to the line.
Well, you know what? I'm not going to have much in the way of rushing yardage in this game.
Looks like he's calling an audible.
But I think I'm going to probably have quite a lot of passing yardage.
Now this time they're playing very tight in the middle here, but they've got the safeties off, so I guess you're not going to get like 20 yards off of this, but it'd be better if they played that way all the time, actually, because that would be better than having nobody back there.
Yeah, well, as you can see, we've got a big 29 yards rushing so far.
And over 200 yards passing.
And over 200 yards passing already. 2nd and inches, though, we'll try a run play here and see if we can pick up a first down. See that? I can't even get inches, right?
Yep.
That was just a defensive line getting lower than the offensive line.
So here we go, 3rd and inches.
It makes it very difficult to move the ball on offense.
And we're going to pass on 3rd and inches because, like I said, this game is designed
under pressure
so that you cannot actually gain a few inches on 3rd down most of the time, right?
I mean, I can, but you definitely can't. It's not your shtick. It's not what you're known for anyway.
Well, the thing is that if the way I feel about it is if I could have gained inches, I would have gotten it on 2nd and inches, right?
Chuck Knox goes to the audience. He goes, bad things happen when you go to the air. And then he turns to the side and speaks backstage, except you, Sandman099.
Well, there I got some positive yards, so we should see an 11-man line here again right away.
Or maybe they made some defensive adjustments after the first half.
You think? I don't know. It's hard to say.
Calling an audible. Handed off to the fullback.
Well, that was the right way to go.
Well, we'll just keep working it. You know, even if I only get a yard or two, I'll keep trying those run plays.
Well on third down so far, and that's a big reason why they're ahead at the moment. Looks like he's changing the play. Passes left, and it's complete.
And then here we've got a touchdown because Quincy White is a touchdown maker.
Yeah, that would have been a touchdown whether it had been like, you know, this far away or the whole length of the field.
That's right, because he's just faster than everybody else.
Well, that's because he has 99 speed.
Yep, he's a touchdown maker. That's why he plays wide receiver for me.
Or halfback for me.
Yeah.
But yeah, like most of the time when you draft a speedy wide receiver, they'll have somewhere between 95 and 97 speed, or 94 and 97 speed. It's very rare that they have 99.
Yeah, well, Quincy White is the halfback / wide receiver of the future, right?
Undecided of the future. Hey, imagine motioning him out of the backfield and throwing a streak to him.
Well, the thing is, my running style is different than yours. And so, you know, like a guy like Gaines does okay for me for the type of running that I do, right? And I'd rather have Quincy White playing wide receiver where I can throw passes like that to him, right?
It's 1st and 10. The corners are moving up to press the receivers.
However, mission accomplished. We took a decent amount of time off the clock and scored a touchdown. So now we got a 2-score lead, right? That was a pretty good reaction by Sandman099 there to limit that run to a 3-yard gain.
Especially given some of the previous attempts he's had this game.
Yeah.
Maybe he's trying to make up for the first half.
The lone back.
Yeah, it could be that was just a random hiccup, right? And there's Alfred Lewis, defensive end. Oh, now they're putting the big guys out there.
The more he gets the ball, the better he does. I'd expect to see him get quite a few touches here as the game winds down.
You're going to have to decide soon, or they're going to decide for you.
3rd and 2 coming up here.
So much uncertainty.
The offense has been stepping.
We got lots of guys up front. Oh, look at that.
Oh, come on. I was right there. If it hadn't been...
What happened to number 97 there? Because you made the right move there. You were right there.
Yep.
What happened? You beat that guy.
I think what happened is the defensive back got in the backfield and entered the animation first.
For some reason there was no... You didn't actually get a tackle animation.
That's right.
You got a fall over backward animation. Well,
it's because
basically.
the defensive back here engages him in the tackle first, but because he's a defensive back, he's not the strongest tackler, which means he can't stand him up in the backfield like I could have.
Yeah.
Which means that I just kind of get pushed backwards.
That's too bad.
There do exist group tackle animations in this game, but we didn't get one.
Yeah. Well, that's the problem, right? You can't control what animation you're going to get in an animation-based game, right? That's too bad, because that looked like you'd made the right play and you should have gotten a stop there.
Yeah, sometimes a strong running game doesn't always translate into scoring a lot of points.
Another run, and there's a flag on the play. Lewis.
Okay, well, now it's going to be 1st and 5.
Boy, oh boy.
With the offside call.
And they were offside.
The offense loves this. The defense makes it easier for them by giving them the option to take the play or the penalty.
1st and 5 after the penalty.
These guys are playing much better than the Desperados did in week 1, that's for sure.
Yeah, I don't know what was wrong with them.
Sends a man in motion.
Because they're like supposed to be the best team in the league.
Breaks free. Brown stops him at the 40-yard line.
Well, your safeties are getting a lot of tackles in this game, and that's on the run game, and that's bad news for the run, right?
Yeah, well, I mean, I'm trying to get out there and pursue the run, but this guy is just so fast, he gets out of the backfield before I can do anything, right?
Yep. The good news is, though, at least...
Dropping back to pass on 1st down with the throw.
At least they are making those tackles, right?
at the 46-yard line.
They're not getting blocked out, and you're not giving up any big long runs or anything.
Well, knock on wood, Sandman.
About 4 to go.
Yeah, well, so far so good. Just play the delaying game, and hopefully eventually...
So far, so good, so what?
Yeah, hopefully eventually something will go your way, right?
Like a Terry's chocolate orange, huh?
Yeah. Well, there's something that went your way a little bit.
47. Vanderbilt was dragged down before he
You had that linebacker slip through there and make the stop on the run.
That allows him to hold up against the run.
You got him in another third down here.
To rush the passer when they drop back to pass.
They've done very well on third down to this point. With the pass.
Oh,
There.
pass defense by, I think that was, oh, no, yep.
Alford.
The open man.
It was Alford there.
Yep.
See? Big defensive backs.
Yeah. Well, that one there wasn't so much a big hit as it was, I think he pulled on the guy's arm and pulled the ball out, right?
Hey, it still counts, right?
Yep.
That's what your tackling rating will do for you.
And
Well.
he waves for the fair catch.
Yeah, that's fair catch.
That's a fair catch? Okay.
That's a fair catch.
Inside their own 20.
Well, I guess. My goodness.
Looks like he's changing the play. Going to the air on first down. And this pass
Well,
is
we'll
complete.
pick up a few yards with John Mike Houston here to start things off.
Third reception of the game. Ball on their own 19.
That completed 15 passes in a row.
Calling an audible.
Okay. Not sure if this is going to gain yards or not, but we'll give it a try.
It gained a yard.
Well, he managed to fall forward for a yard. Yep.
At the 20-yard line. Gain of about a yard. It's third down and a yard. Here's a look at the third down success rate of
Well, if you do that 81 more times, you'll have a touchdown. Too bad you'll run out of downs.
Well, your offense is playing. It means your
Well.
offense is making big plays when they need them.
Let's try the fullback this time, hey? Oh, come on. Oh, wow. I didn't think I was going to make it because he somehow could not hit that humongous gap in the middle there,
I
right?
think what it is the left guard got shoved backwards right into him.
Yeah. That's okay.
Massive penetration in the middle.
Yeah. Well, we'll see if we can pick up a couple of yards on that play again.
They'll go with a run once again. Woodson makes the tackle at the 25. Gain of 3.
Okay, must be time to change gears a little bit now.
7 yards to go. Number 6 with a man in motion. Dropping back, throwing. He has some room.
Very nice.
Oh,
look at
Gaines
this.
breaks a tackle and gets a whole bunch more yards.
Well, he is a phenomenal tackle breaker. He might not be the running back on the other team, but he is big and strong.
Yep, I don't think you got to see the animation there, but I did manage to tap the ball cover button just at the last moment as soon as that guy arrived.
It works. It really does work.
Well, he's got 3 catches for 44 yards, too.
Looks like he's calling an audible.
It's more difficult to tackle a resisting opponent.
And look at the call. Singletary with the stop at the 45-yard
Okay,
line.
well, we got a
Gain
big
of about
whopping 9 yard or 1 yard there.
7th play of this drive, and they need about 9. On the move, and this pass is completed.
Well, that was a snap and a throw. Were you expecting a big pass rush there?
No, that's just the way that play is intended to be run. It's basically a variant of the wide receiver flat pass, right?
37.
And I can do it to this side
Hasn't
too.
been much of an obstacle, and it's helped them to take the lead. Guns it left side. And
Nice.
Wyatt takes him down.
And that will take care of the third quarter.
Yeah, it's been one first down after another. They're putting together.
Yeah, you won't even have time to line up here.
Nope, that's okay.
So at the end of the third
We want to
quarter,
build that
the
time of
score is
possession up because I only had a 4-minute time of possession advantage in the first half. And I
They
think
outplayed you.
in a way the score kind of reflects that too, right?
Yeah, and by outplayed, I mean they called more plays than you, literally.
Yeah, they called more plays than we did. And also, because of the amount of time that you had to spend on the field, I mean, that did not really help your cause any either, right?
Well, this also hasn't been quite my game either, so...
No, but it would help if I could have provided you with a bit more support in the first half. You know, like by playing a bit more of a possession-style offense, right? And that's what I've made adjustments to do in this game so far.
Well, the best defense is a slow offense.
And I'm basically what I'm trying to do here, instead of trying to score quickly, is I'm just trying to play a possession game and keep the ball away from their offense, right?
pass play here on first down with the pass.
Although it looks like I'm going to score a touchdown there, I just can't help it.
I don't know. You can't complain about being more than 2 scores ahead now, right? Because that touchdown puts you up by another...
Well, now we're up by 17.
17
yep.
points, yeah.
And Quincy White has 2 touchdown catches in this game.
Benson comes in for the extra point. And it's on its way.
But that's the flawed defensive philosophy that they're following too, right? Like I've thrown for over 300 yards and I've still got a whole quarter left to play yet, right? And if you give up 300 plus yards passing in a single game, I don't think the amount of rushing yardage that you give up is really, I don't think that really matters.
I mean, I may give up 300 yards passing with the way this game is going.
Maybe, but like they're coming out and they're making a concerted effort at it, and they've been doing a good job of throwing those short, quick passes too, right? Although now that they're trailing a little bit more, maybe they'll try and stretch the field a little more, and that may give you more opportunities to get the pressures and stuff like that too.
Or
right?
maybe they will run the ball on first down.
Yeah, well,
that he actually anticipates what the offense is going to run.
They actually haven't run the ball a lot.
No,
Look at that.
it's the curl flat zone again. Same fucking
The
play.
same guy and same player
guy.
too, yeah.
Wow.
He's got 2 this game.
Well, that one was just because he took that ball nosedived as the quarterback got hit there.
Yep. Well, like I said, though, like now that they're trailing by a bit, they're going to start trying to force those longer plays, right?
To carry it, Wayne makes the play.
I mean, I tend to slip that play in now and then.
What's to work with on that?
It's a good idea.
Usually on this side of the field, actually, I try to slip that play in.
Yeah, it's a good idea too, because like that puts a defender in an unexpected position, right? Let's see if I can burn them to that side
Well,
again.
I also figured that I can play a softer coverage on the near side of the field than I can on the far side, right?
Yeah.
Because you can use the sideline as an extra defender.
Caught the pass but didn't go anywhere.
Yeah, the defense is
See, that
really
time they
good.
didn't try to shift the coverage around, right? So that's why I just threw the curl, right?
They'll have to get to the 12 to convert.
Well, we got 42 yards on the ground in today's game.
They have a big lead, and they're on the move again inside the 20.
So we're not doing very well on the ground.
Gets the pass off. Thomas.
Oh, bad spot.
Could challenge it.
Nah.
Yeah, I guess that's the next thing they want you to do is start stopping the clock for them, right?
Well, and also you use that challenge, and then the next thing you know, you fumble the ball, right?
Although you would have won both challenges if you used that challenge.
Well, if I'd have lost that challenge, though, then we would have had no challenges left, right? And then the next time I have the ball, somebody will fumble it, and we can't get it overturned, right?
Yeah, you never know.
Well, at this point, this didn't go entirely wrong. You know, I managed to burn up a couple of minutes and still got some points off the turnover, right?
He got all of that one. From the 3-yard line. The visiting team face an uphill battle as they begin this drive.
And really, all you need to do is just keep doing what you've been doing, because if you force them to take 10 or 11 plays to move the ball down the field, well, that's going to represent nearly half of the time that's left, right?
Lewis with the tackle.
And they don't have time to keep running the ball. All they're doing there is they're just trying to get a free one, right?
2nd and 8. The corners are moving up to press the receivers.
Because they've still only run the ball about a third of the time in this game.
He's looking, throws it, and it's caught.
No, that was a pretty tight fit there.
Yep.
The 33-yard line. That completion will give him.
Well, again, though, it's that short pass over the middle, right?
The defense is going to play this one very tight.
And if they're willing to keep taking those, I mean, it's going to be tough to shut them down entirely.
Wow, he ran right into Greg May's arms there.
Yep.
You can say that again. He knows how to prepare.
But now I think we got this under control.
Strasser sends a man in motion. Surveying the field. And he hits his target.
And that's just a short pass over the middle again, right?
Seymour is all over him that time.
Yep.
5th play of this drive.
No, sooner or later they've got to start trying to stretch the field and try for a big play, right?
The defense has had difficulty stopping them.
I knew they'd run that fullback out of the backfield that time.
Yeah.
I knew they would.
Yep, and you managed to get the sack and end the drive.
2 or 3 plays like that in just about every game.
Richardson comes into the game for the punt. Here's the kick.
Holy line drive, Batman.
28 slips the tackle.
Whoa, look at that.
The thing is, too, about these guys is, I'm treating their fullback as a wide receiver because he has 99 speed.
So they have 1st and 10
Right.
here.
And so when I call a 5-man coverage against 2 running backs, it's because I'm looking for them to go out into the formation on a route.
Yep.
Hand it off to the fullback.
Boy, oh boy, you know what? They start off with that wide gap, and the 2 guards just get shoved back, right?
Yep.
I just can't go in there. I can't go in that gap because my offensive line is being pushed backward.
And that's in spite of all the high-strength linemen we have.
Yep.
Because they know if you can't clog up the line of scrimmage, you free the linebackers to make those plays.
I haven't dug very deep in the playbook today, though, yet.
Looking downfield on the run. He hits his receiver. Number 6 throws that pass for a gain of 7. About 2 to go. Here are the numbers when it comes to 3rd down conversions.
3rd down conversions is a keeper stat. When you convert on 3rd down, you keep 3 things. You keep your drive going, you keep their defense on the field, and you keep your defense resting on the sideline.
Throws it. He finds his man. But drops the throw that leads to a big.
That's an easy first down right there.
Running plays like this. What they're looking to do is get out of there quickly, then let your receiver make something happen when he gets the ball in his hand.
Well, look at that. I'm 30 of 32.
The visiting team.
Yeah, you've been insanely consistent today.
Yeah. I think, though, it's the way they're playing, too, right? Like, they're basically allowing me to exploit all of the easiest pass routes to throw and stuff like that. Like, I'm not having to try to throw the ball deep or anything like that.
Reach the 33 to convert.
And I haven't really been in a, like 3rd and long type of situation yet.
Well, they also ended up giving you a couple of freebies, too, like where they only covered 3 receivers in the formation and things like that.
Yeah.
Because they wanted to send the big blitz.
Yeah, when you bring those house blitzes like that, well,
that's a face mask.
it didn't get called.
Boy, are we sure we didn't reset the penalty sliders?
Nope, I didn't touch those. I didn't touch those. This is about the longest 3rd down situation I've had in this game so far, though, right?
He uses his hands well, and he has those long arms, and that really helps him shed blood.
We got a linebacker on Anderson. I'm going to tell McCoy to block.
Probably for the best, to be honest.
He's looking with the pass.
Oh, how do you overthrow a slant? Like, really? Wow.
It was a scripted overthrow.
I guess so. I thought I'd throw that because I figured it was the safest pass to throw.
Oh, that's okay. Maybe Floyd will come and get a 3rd interception or something.
Well, that's okay, though. We used up most of the 4th quarter by now. Like, at the rate that they've been going, if you... Wow, look at that.
Wow, that was amazing.
We had somebody fast on the punt coverage team there.
Why can't we get that all the time?
Yeah.
So they have 1st and 10 here, tightening up the coverage along the outside.
See, if you keep just forcing them to, just keep giving ground a little bit at a time, eventually they'll have to start trying to force those big plays, right? And that's how that touchdown pass, that's how that should have been played, right?
Yeah.
It's just at that time he got the right animation. He squared himself up and put the hit on, right?
Will look his way again when he needs another 1st down.
On the ground. Fakes the handle. Throws it. And the catch is made.
And he beat his man coverage guy. Well, these guys are all like crazy speedy, though.
Yeah, well, that play basically turned into a mess up front anyway because of the play fake, right? And there's really not much you can do about that.
Well, you can always hope for a jam.
Are moving up to press the receivers. Only one man back. Hand it off to the back.
Boy, if you want something done right, you got to do it yourself.
Well, they had they had an escapee get up the field and block your safety on that side, though, that time. So if you hadn't been on the pursuit there, that was very close to being a touchdown run. There's... We haven't heard from Seymour today yet, right?
Now they're looking at 2nd and long after the sack.
He says, yeah, maybe Greg May got one on the other side, but I'm going to make sure I keep that lead.
Drops back. Pressure coming. Throws it out over to the left. The 30.
Trying something smart there.
Yep.
That just goes to show how fast those running backs are.
Yeah, he almost outran Grant Brown to the sideline there.
He did outrun Grant Brown to the sideline, technically. As well as the guy who was covering him.
That's okay.
And that was probably a defensive back, given the formation.
There's an interception.
Ooh, nice.
Wow.
Uh-oh, I think he's hurt. Oh, no. Really?
Oh.
Man, he's getting hurt all the time. It's rigged. It's rigged, I swear it.
Yeah.
Nickelback in this time. Directing traffic.
We'll try a little bit of this and see if we have any success at it.
Give it to the halfback.
Yeah, look at that.
Wayne makes the tackle at the 28. A little over 4.
And that will take us to the 2-minute warning. We should be able to almost run the clock out now. You shut them out so far in the second half.
Well, I had to, otherwise this score would be completely and totally out of control.
About 4 to go.
It's bad enough giving up 17 points.
Fullback handoff.
Well, look at that. I got some blocking there and managed to run for a first
30
down.
inches.
Yeah, that would be terrible. Wow, I couldn't believe that.
That wouldn't be a first. That's the sad part.
Yeah, I know. What are we doing here?
They don't want you running.
No, obviously not.
That's okay. Martin's a reliable ball carrier.
Ooh. So, if they're going to use their timeouts, they'll probably call one after this play.
Hand it off to the fullback. John, one of your favorite terms right here. I'm going to use it. Boom.
Yeah, but that's worse than a boom. That kind of hit could loosen your
Nope,
teeth.
they didn't call a timeout.
Well, number 52 might have, well, good. It's not like a long-term injury or anything.
No, it's just a minor injury.
His return at this point is questionable.
I'm surprised they didn't call the timeout there.
You forgot to put on your steel-toed boots when you took the field today.
Yeah, I have to wrap a little more tape up around that or something. That's okay. The defense isn't going to have to take the field again, I don't think.
He tucks it away. Singletary takes him down.
Wow, look at that. They're not using their timeouts. I can run the clock out here without even running another play. Huh, surprising.
Yeah, given how the last team we played against was.
Well, these guys basically have been the most competitive opponent we've faced so far this season. But you basically shut them down in the second half, right?
Well, and I couldn't say that I did anything different. I actually came out basically more looking for more of the same.
Yeah, well,
but I think
you've always said you believe that there's a momentum element in this game.
Yep.
And I think that when you score just before the half, I think that gives your team a bit of momentum.
Possibly, or reduces theirs.
Yeah. Because you find that a lot in these games too, is that the AI teams will come out and they'll be playing like really tough early in the game, but they can't sustain it for an entire game, right?
Yep. Yeah, if you persevere, you can still beat them.
Yeah. Well, I had a pretty high completion percentage there, even with the offensive sliders all nerfed to 9 out of 20.
Yeah, I'm surprised. Well, then again, though, there's a very reliable pair of hands on this team, right? Everybody on the offense can catch pretty well.
Yeah. Well, I managed 58 yards on the ground, and I threw for 334 yards.
I gave up 254 yards passing. When was the last time you saw me give up over, like, say, 150 yards?
Yeah, but you got to remember, like, you got to look at the play selection that they were choosing on offense, though, right? If they played as well on defense as they did on offense, we might have lost this game, right? Because on offense, they were doing everything the right way, as far as I could tell. I mean, yeah, they did get a couple of lucky breaks, but for the most part, look at that, 30 out of 33 for 338 yards and 2 touchdowns. Completed 90% of my passes. And so, anyway, 33 pass attempts against 27 rushing attempts. So it wasn't like my offense was unbalanced or anything. I just wasn't getting any yards, right?
Yep.
When I ran the ball. And there's Martin with 8 catches for 101 yards. He had a huge day today, right? And Quincy White with the 2 touchdowns and 93 yards receiving. So, and only 2 drop passes, even with the sliders nerfed the way that they are. And I still managed to get some, like nice gains through the air. Even with sticking to the short passing game. I don't think I actually attempted a long pass in this game. I was basically just playing the, run the balls, throw short pass type of thing. And Ullman gets 9 tackles in this game. He was a busy guy again. And Sandman099 was 6 tackles and an interception. And Greg May gets a sack Hey, look at that. Perry Doss even got 4 tackles in this game, too. You must have him in the dime package or something.
Possibly, yeah.
So Greg May with 3 tackles for a loss. And you got sacks from Tony Seymour, Greg May, and Lamar Holt. So Lamar Holt is the career sack leader on the Lifers, with something like almost 70 sacks in 3+ seasons now.
Well, I was controlling him this game.
But Greg May, even though this is only his 3rd season, is 2nd on the team in career sacks.
Oh, we'll have to see if we can turn him into another Cedric Perry.
Oh, he is. He's turned into another Cedric Perry. He's scarier than Cedric Perry because his speed and acceleration are both better, right?
And he's bigger.
So, yeah. And Damon Floyd with 2 interceptions. Wow, you got 3 interceptions in this game. And he also knocked out, look at the Damon Floyd pass defender, right? Wow. And not coincidentally enough, the other pass knockdown you got was from the other right outside linebacker. So you must have some of those schemes where you've got both outside linebackers on the field or something.
Actually, in my 2-4-5, I have both, but it changes a little bit depending on who I audible.
Yeah.
But also, to keep in mind as well, if players, because I play the same formation so much, if players get tired, they do substitute in and out.
Yeah. Well, let's see how the Zombies did. Anthony Strouser got a quarterback rating of 57.9 because he threw 3 interceptions in spite of completing 61% of his passes. Wow.
Good, serves him right.
Well, you know what? Live by the pass, die by the pass, right? And they did have some success running the ball. In my opinion, they didn't do it enough, right? You know, like when you throw 36 passes and you only run the ball 19 times, you know, like basically that ratio should have been much closer to 50-50 because look at the success they had, right?
Yep.
And they even had a 20+ yard run from their fullback.
Well, like I said, those 99 speed fullbacks, they're scary business.
Yep, they are.
Because they're still fullbacks too, right? Like, it's not like he's fast and tiny, right?
Yeah, well, they got the 1 touchdown catch, and they had 4 drop passes. But that seems to be a characteristic of your defenses too, right? When you
I seem to create a lot of drops.
When you play defenses, you get a lot of drops because you end up with defenders that play a cushion in the passing game, and then they move up and hit the receiver while he's trying to catch the ball, right?
Yeah, basically we would draw all of the defenseless receiver penalties if we were playing by modern rules, but we're not, so I designed my defenses with it in mind.
That guy got 11 pancake blocks in 1 game. Wow.
If he's not being carried off on the field in stretcher, then you're not playing your pass defense right.
Yeah. You know how you can tell, though, that I still was running a balanced offense is look at how the tackles were distributed, right? The middle linebacker and the left end, right?
Yep.
You know, like they had but between the two of them, they had 10 tackles in this game, right? Or 20 tackles in this game. So, but anyway, they didn't even get a sniff on for pass defense. Look at that, 0 pass deflections. So basically, I guess I was sharp today, and I just didn't make any mistakes. And they got the 1 field goal. They punted 3 times. And, yeah, that was about it. I think that Recv5x is probably the player of the game, though, unless they give it to the guy who got the 2 interceptions. Let's see.
Or Martin, maybe. Nope, it's Recv5x.
Quarterback check, right? Threw for 300 yards.
Well, I don't know. I mean,
2 touchdowns.
I don't know if this is a quarterback check. He completed 90% of his passes.
Yeah, that's true. Anyway, that was a little bit of a challenge. At least in the first half, it was a close game, but we did all the scoring in the second half. So,
yep.
I guess until next time, we're going to have to run a little less long on the Playmaker Football thing.
Well, you were enjoying it, so I figured I'd just let you go with it.
Yeah, well, you're going to have to do a little bit of studying so you can remember your part next time.
Indeed.
Until then,
I'm Recv5.
and I am Sandman099.
Have a good one.